Welcome back to Tibbs Farm. I'm Tibbs. Today I'm going to try to do this all in one go. Not going to be doing cutscenes, maybe with the exception of one thing. This weekend's been very hectic. Goats still have not been moved to a new pen. 4 out of the 5 mini pigs are no longer here. 2 got sold away. 2 went off to freezer camp. The last one missed the bus. The reason why we ended up putting them up for sale is because the mama pigs, turns out they ended up getting mastitis. Discovered this because at first one little pig came down with scours, and then within 2 hours 3 more started showing signs. We had a friend come over with some antibiotics, some vitamins, gave them all injections. Yesterday, even more of the little pigs were showing signs, and baby pigs can go down very fast with scours. So last night, Mrs. Tibbs tried removing all 8 baby pigs from the baby pig, or from the pig nursery, so to say. And after several hours and the mamas not having it, they started getting rather aggressive with Mrs. Tibbs, to the point that she feared for her safety. And we can't be having dangerous animals on the farm, homestead, farmstead, whatever you want to call this. So the mama pigs had to be put down. The babies are in temporary holding right now. Just got their new pen set up. I still have to move a house in there that we can keep them warm, because the temperatures are cold, and they're still at that age where they're just about getting ready to regulate their temperature. But with their sickness, it's basically like a 2-year-old that gets sick. They have a hard time regulating their body temperature. So this pen I set up, tested, and it was a very weak 2000. So I went through the entire perimeter, raked it out, and every 5th zap I would get a very weak glimmer of the 3000, but it was still an okay to somewhat strong 2000. So then I went through and pulled all of the vegetation through the area that I raked, tested it again, and I got a okay 3000. So then I started testing the box. The box directly only goes up to an okay 6000. It is the plug-in box, so it does zap more often than the solar box. And then I tested from the lead to the ground, and I was getting 4000. Then the lead to the box's ground, and I was getting the weak 6000. So I realized that the ground is not the greatest for conductivity here at this location. I pulled the ground rod from the mini pig's pen, since, well, there's only one and he won't stay in there anyway, and he's kind of mopey and hanging out with the dogs. His choice. So I took their ground rod and their cables and another ground rod that we had in the shop. So I have 3 ground rods hooked up to this box, and you're not supposed to daisy chain any ground of any kind. I've learned that through aircraft maintenance. I've learned that through amateur radio. And So this looks a lot worse than it probably needs to be, but it's not daisy chained, so each wire is only taking the current that its ground rod is taking instead of the entire line. So I said I wouldn't go and do any cut scenes. I'll cut to what the box looks like right now. So you can see my hot right here, one wire going up to the fence. Yes, the fence isn't completely connected. I do like to hook it up like this and then test off of that so that it goes the full perimeter. Then I hook it up together and I go over to the midpoint and test over there. Now, the ground. I have this one going off of the stud, and there's a wing nut on there. This one's going to one wing, this one's going to the other wing, and there is plastic separating all of this from that. I have my first ground rod right here. I have another ground rod over here, and I have one over there. So right now, my ground is a big triangle. Much chores to do. My day's gonna be split up. I have to drive into town, which is about an hour away from here, go get an MRI. The day that I actually broke the old clippers that I had, my left shoulder had a bad pop and been having difficulties with it. And if you guys slow down any of the slow-mos for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks now, you can see right after the episode where I broke the clippers that my left arm, the only time I was actually getting it up above shoulder height, was literally using my right arm and the clippers to pull my left arm up. Most of the times I'd actually clip, I'd bring my left arm in close to me and basically use my chest to be the brace as I'd go and bring my right arm down to actually make any clips of the limbs. The pain is much better. It's not gone. It's tolerable. Range of mobility is starting to come back a little bit, but I already have x-rays. It's not dislocated, so who knows? Maybe I just strained a muscle. Hopefully it'd be the best thing. It just takes a little bit of time. Really don't want to find out that the rotator cuff is damaged because, well, I hear that sucks. So I'm gonna wrap this up for today, and I hope y'all have a much better weekend than this is. Fortunately, this is a 4-day weekend. Unfortunately, the animals have decided they were going to take my weekend and manipulate it in the way they wanted. As always, have a good day.